Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, imagine this. You're immortal, but the one thing that can actually kill you, the sun, is just a few hours away. And to make matters worse, a massive earthquake has just leveled the city, destroying your only safe place to hide. Well, that's the nightmare a group of vampires are facing right now, and their race against the dawn has just begun.
We're in Portland, and the city is an absolute wreck. Now, for the mortals, the biggest challenge is finding food and water. But for the city's vampires, the problem is so much worse. They have to find shelter, any shelter, that's completely sealed off from the lethal light of the coming sun.
So with their homes either rubble or just totally unreachable and the sun getting closer and closer, the group has to make a choice. And it's a desperate one. They have to split up. This is a race against the clock where one wrong turn could be their last.
Right off the bat, we see two completely different survival strategies. You've got the risk takers, Zane and Joshua. They decide to gamble, heading straight into the most damaged part of the city, hoping against hope that their havens are still standing. Then you've got the cautious planners, Matt and Stefan. They're not risking it. They head for a known safe spot, a secure haven Matt already had set up in a local hospital. It's a real clash of risk versus reward.
For Zane and Joshua, their gamble almost immediately looks like a bust. Zane's building has no power, and it's completely locked down. But you know, these guys are resourceful. They use a dumpster to get up to a broken second-story window, climb through the shattered glass, and navigate the pitch-black building. It's a pretty clever use of the city's own destruction to find a way inside.
So they finally get into Zane's loft, but the place is destroyed. There's a huge gaping hole where a window used to be. But it's more than that. Joshua, tapping into that pure animal instinct for survival, gets this awful feeling. It's this deep, primal sense that something is fundamentally wrong with the place, forcing them to turn right back around and flee into the night again.
As dawn gets dangerously close, each little group manages to find some sort of shelter. The Undertaker finds a maintenance tunnel deep underground. Matt and Stefan, well, they end up in the hospital morgue, which was totally untouched by the quake. And Zane and Joshua? After their frantic search, they find a grim but effective hideout, an empty light-proof meat locker in an old restaurant. Not exactly glamorous, but hey, it'll keep them alive.
I mean, can you imagine? Huddled together in a cold, dark meat locker just trying to get some rest? It's a lot. But while they're holed up, the city outside is changing. And when they finally emerge the next night, they're about to step into a whole new kind of danger. So they all survive their first day. But when they step out of their makeshift shelters, they're greeted with a brand new reality. Portland is officially under martial law. You can just imagine these warnings blaring from police cars, echoing through the destroyed streets. This is a huge problem. Their nightly hunt for blood, which is already hard, just became infinitely more dangerous. Just being on the streets after sunset is now a crime.
And this new threat, it's not just some abstract idea. It becomes terrifyingly real for Joshua. He gets caught by a cop while he's, well, feeding on a raccoon. In that split second, he has to completely switch gears from ancient predator to what the cop expects to see, a poor, starving victim of the earthquake.
And you know what? He pulls it off. His performance is so convincing that the young cop, who's already completely overwhelmed, just lets him go with a warning. It's a super close call, and it perfectly highlights the new razor's edge they're all living on now.
All right, so after surviving that first chaotic 24 hours on their own, the scattered groups finally managed to find each other and converge on a new safe zone, the Kennedy School. It's this old historic building that's basically become the temporary headquarters for all the surviving vampires in the city.
There, they meet Carson, the Prince's second in command, and he gives them the grim rundown. A lot of vampires, or kindred, survived. The bad news? The human population has taken a massive hit, which is a huge threat to their food supply. He also drops a key piece of information. The powerful Tremere clan is completely MIA. Nobody knows what happened to them. And the Prince's message through all this? A chillingly optimistic, greatness arises from ashes. Carson then tells them to go talk to a woman named Raven, and this is where things get really weird.
And this meeting with Raven, well, this is where the story shifts. We go from a story about physical survival to something that's way more of a deep psychological horror. So in a city covered in dust and debris, Raven looks perfect. Immaculate even. But it's her behavior that's the real red flag. She's just so cheerful, almost giddy. It is a completely bizarre and unsettling contrast to the grim reality all around them.
I mean, listen to that. Her words are manic, they're strange, and they put everyone on edge.
But the real horror here isn't what she's saying. It's what one of them is about to see. The Undertaker, he focuses his predatory senses on her, and he sees something absolutely terrifying. He sees through her soul, like it's made of layers of an onion. And tucked between those layers is something else, some kind of sticky, foreign presence that has completely infiltrated her. The Undertaker is so shaken by what he sees that he just flees the room, just bolts. And Raven? She doesn't even acknowledge it. She just turns to Joshua and drops an absolute bombshell.
She tells him that since the leaders of the Tremere clan are missing and now presumed dead, he has inherited their entire domain, all of it. Their territory, their influence, all their secrets, they're his now. And the heart of that domain is a place with a very violent past, St. John's Catholic Church.
So they go to the church, and it's just a ghost of a building, a stone skeleton. Everything that could burn has been incinerated. The roof, the floor, all the pews, they've all collapsed inward, creating this deep pit filled with ash. The only thing left standing is a single stone staircase leading down into the dark.
Down in the pit, as they're brushing away all the ash, they uncover something. It's got this strange, almost elvish-looking script on it, and there's a handle. And on that handle is a perfect, clear handprint that has been literally seared into the surface. A permanent warning from the last person who was foolish enough to touch it.
Joshua knows that Carson was badly burned trying to deal with this thing, but he also knows about his own connection to the Tremere. He realizes he might be the only one who can touch this thing safely. So he tells everyone to get back and prepares to find out what's been buried here.
Whatever is under there, you just know it has the power to completely reshape the balance of power in this broken city. Which leaves us with the real question. It's not just what is buried in the ashes, but what's going to be the cost of digging it up.